Hey everybody, on today's video we're going to be taking the first steps in getting my 94 Cougar back up and running. Some of you may remember I put the little buzzer thing in here to deter the mice away. And that worked really great for a decent amount of time. The problem is I don't drive this car very much and it kind of sits around a lot. And it sat for almost a year and a half now. So a lot of the stuff has just gone bad in it. So I'm kind of starting the process of bringing it back and getting it back on the road. The first two things I'm going to do with that is I bought this Optima battery. And I bought a battery tender so that even when I am not driving it a lot, I can still plug it in. The battery I bought just about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, is completely dead just because it sat for so long. So I'm going to go ahead and change that out, put in the Optima battery and the battery tender to plug it in when it's not getting driven a lot. Now, as you can see, this thing's definitely showing some signs of sitting a while. The mice have nested in it and some of the moisture's really got into the inside of it. So if you guys have any ideas that you think would help kind of get the rust out, get some of this white crud off of everything, definitely leave that down in the comments below. So if you see here, we have our ground wire for the little rodent deter thing. If you didn't see the video where I installed that, I'll have that linked at the end of this video. So what we want to do is just pull that out, just because it's running across the battery. You can kind of see this battery is one of the spots that the mice nested. And then we want to take these off. You can also see I've got the red wire for that same rodent deter in here. So I'll take that off and we want to pull the cable off. If your cables are really corroded, these are a little bit, but they get way worse than this. If they're very corroded, use baking soda and like a toothbrush, and that'll clean the corrosion right off. The wrench that I'm using on this is a 8mm wrench. Yours may vary slightly. Now obviously when you disconnect your battery like this, you're going to lose all of your clock settings and radio settings and all that kind of stuff. So just be aware of that. There's this little guy down in here that you want to loosen. And it's basically just a clamp that holds the battery in down there. You want to be careful when you're wrenching on something like this not to touch the two terminals together. I did that one time. It's kind of painful. Alright, so now that that is done, we can pull the old battery on out. Now they make these battery pullers that you can get that you can kind of hook onto here. I unfortunately don't have one of those, but what I do have is a bungee cord. So I'm going to try to get it out that way. And I wouldn't hold the cord part of it like this. I would hold the actual hooks themselves. And just like that. And you can see this is all messed down in here. And it looks like it's just 2 bolts to get it out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece out and wash it real quick. There's some water and some mouse nest. Of course, I got those 2 out and I found out there's another bolt down in there that I gotta get. So there's a closer look at that piece. I just grabbed some regular cleaner and some paper towel. You can see there's some battery acid that came through on the bottom. That's why I'm wearing gloves. So just got some regular cleaner. I'm gonna clean that up real quick. Got that all cleaned up. I'm gonna go ahead and put everything back together now. Gotta slide this in past all the cables and everything. It's actually a couple days later. I didn't get all of it done the first day like I was hoping. I did do a little bit off camera. So here I've got the included little blue bracket on the back. And I'm going to stick this little guy here on the front. And what I did off camera is I was able to take this whole thing apart. This is the stock holder. It has this little plastic bracket in it with this little kind of clip here on the bottom. And the nut, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the new bracket in because they're about the same thickness. So the difference in the size between this and this is actually enough that it's not quite attaching correctly. So what I'm going to do is add a couple washers and a bolt to our original one and see if that spaces it out enough. Pop the little tabs off here. Now that the battery is back in, we can rerun this wire for the thing to keep the mice away. Again, that just hooks in right under the ground wire where it's connected to the body of the car. And then just tighten it down. And then this one will go in between there once we get these terminals connected. Another thing that we're going to want to plug into the same areas as those terminals for the rodent thing is the battery tender. I don't know if I'll be able to find this exact one, but I will have something similar or this one linked on Amazon with my affiliate link. Along with the battery. Remember, if you do use that link, it does help out the channel. I get a small percentage of everything that goes through there, and it doesn't cost you guys anything more. The nice thing about this setup is it's got interchangeable ends, so you can use for a more temporary setup. You've got the little clips, kind of like you'd find on a jumper cable. Or you've got these little eyelets, which is what I'm going to use, and then route the plug to somewhere on the outside of the car so I can plug it in and unplug it from outside the hood and I don't have to pop the hood every time. At this point in filming, my microphone battery actually died. So what I'm going to do here is kind of explain what's going on just so the next clips where I do have my microphone back on make sense. Just kind of opening everything up, taking the positive terminal apart so we can stick the little eyelets in there to make the connection. I also took some baking soda and water and cleaned up the connection because there was a little bit of corrosion on it. So you can see here I've got that bolt out that pinches this piece together. What you want to do is you want to take your positive cable that's coming in and stick it in between
where that's going to pinch, run your cable back through. And I also have the thing that keeps the mice away, and that is a C one, so you don't have to take the bolt all the way out for that one. But since we've got it out, we're going to go ahead and run that in there at the same time. You kind of want to bend these as much as possible out of the way so they're not sticking straight up and going to hit like on the hood or anything like that when you go to close it. And then you go ahead and connect the battery from there.
Once you're done with that, you want to do the exact same thing on the other side of the battery. Once you've completed this step, you'll want to go in, reset your clock and any of your radio presets, but other than that, you should be good to go. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.